Hello everyone and welcome! I'm VelvettB and thanks for joining me today on the speed build, and it's a very special speed build at that because we are building with the new Lovestruck pack. So I have checked it out today. It has just come out today. I've had a lot of fun going through, investigating all the items in the pack and the casts and checking out the world a little bit, although I still haven't investigated that much. Yeah, it has been an exciting day as far as The Sims 4 goes. It always is when their new pack drops, and yeah, so many great things in this build. I decided for this build I wanted to really go out of my comfort zone and go super bright. So I could have gone like a little bit more neutral and that would have been probably the easier way to go, but I was just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I want to get out there and really embrace the brights in this game because there are so many brilliant bright swatches and all the sort of the different things. So yeah, I wanted to capture that and get into it. So as you can see here, I've got sort of the doors and the windows in. I'm just working on the paint swatches. So I decided to go with turquoise and yellow, which is always a great combination, and added in a splash of bright pink because, you know, it's all about love, and pink is the color of love, really, isn't it? Pink and red. Those are the sort of the two colors of love. And I sort of calmed that down a little bit with touches of brown and the terracotta around the place as well. So as I said, I did not shy away from the bright colors in this one. So it's just really daring for me. And I thought that was really cool. And I just love like some of the little details things, like those little caps for the window. I loved those. I thought they were a great little detail. I did go into debug. So once again, we didn't get plants with this really. So there was like one tree and that's it. The rest of the items, I believe, are in debug as far as landscaping goes. So you are going to have to go into debug to get any sort of landscaping items. Most of it is pretty similar to base game, but there is that white flower. Love that white flower. But yeah, most of it is, as far as landscaping goes, basically base game stuff. And that pink flower as well, that's new, so that's really cute. So dotted that around the place. I like the palm tree that came with that as well. It had some really nice texture on the trunk of it, so I liked that. So this is a base game and Lovestruck only build, by the way. So I just kept it pretty simple from that perspective because it was a great way to explore the Lovestruck pack. I did actually end up shifting, you'll notice that sort of a slight change. I shifted lots halfway through because I realized that the lot I was building on, it was actually a sideways lot. So when I went to save the build in my library, it was like not the front door. I usually check that before the build, but I didn't this time around and it bit me in the bottom. So I had to change lots. But I'm just about done with most of the outside stuff. So I'm just doing like a bit of a pool area and digging around there. I went with like the bar. It's kind of a bar level table. It's not like a dining table. So I went with that in the bar stools, and there wasn't any other pool stuff beyond the pool trim, and it actually came with pool wallpapers and pool flooring, which is the tiling, but I think you can use that flexibly in the bathrooms as well, because I did. I love those little chairs as well. They're really bright and went with the colors of the build really nicely. Ended up, I couldn't think of a thing to put under the sunshade. This pack doesn't have any kids stuff. So it has no kids casts and it has no kids build stuff. There's not even a single bed with this pack. So I decided that I didn't want to have like anything like kidsy underneath sunshade, and I did think about doing a picnic blanket, but I kind of wanted that under a tree, sort of romantic. So yeah, just getting the terrain paint in and the final bits and pieces on the landscaping, and then we're just about done on the outside, so then we can move on the inside. It was a fairly quickish build. It's actually the first part of it I did build and then lost the build because the game froze and I lost the build, so I had to rebuild it a little bit. But other than that, it was a quick build. I'd only done like most of the exterior, so it's like a bit rough, but oh well. I have unlocked, there are some locked items with this pack as well, because there is the career, the romantic, whatever it is, career. So there is some locked items, which is kind of like the love heart chair. There's a love heart end table, a love heart, something else, and a certificate thing. So yeah, there is some locked items that I am using in this build. So you'll see me using, in particular, the little love heart side table and the love heart couch, because those are the two items that I used. As far as like the stairs go, I did like the design of that with like the tiles. That worked really nicely with the terracotta. I did find with this pack that it kind of had like 3 kind of distinct styles. So there was like the bright and modern, which is kind of what I went with in this build. And there's like the gothic. So there is a gothic and kind of, build items with this. I didn't, which are more traditional, because gothic does lend itself to more traditional styling. So I didn't go with that, but that could be quite fun to build with. So I want to kind of explore that. And then there's your kind of more neutral, kind of terracotta, earthy kind of style stuff, which I have used a little bit. And I think the stairs kind of lend itself quite nicely to that sort of style as well. So yeah, there is like 3 different styles, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, you know what I got to use in this? And also I redid those windows about 5 times. Seriously. But yeah, the backsplash. So we get a little backsplash with that, which is really cool. There wasn't a whole heap of clutter. So I do use the kitchen clutter items in this. So there was like a bowl of veggies. There was a couple of clay jars, and that's the veggie bowl right there. What was the other thing? Oh yes, that round thing. It's like a warmer. So that's a food warmer. But that was about it. I did put like a fan on the wall. That was a new sort of cooling fan. But I think as far as the kitchen clutter goes, yeah, that was about it. Because the rest is just going to be base game in there. So moving on to the hallway, there wasn't any additional hallway stuff. It was a little tricky deciding what I wanted to do with flooring, because I did want to use some of the new flooring, but it does get a little tricky to balance sort of all the different textures that sort of like the patterns and stuff on the wallpaper and bits and pieces. So I went with a plainer floor just so I could add like more variation throughout like the furniture and the walls and that sort of thing and mix it up there. And I really like that we got a shower glass divider too, so I did use that a couple of times in the build. So this is the dining table going in here. We got a really nice modern dining table chair, which I really liked. And I've just used the base game table. And we got like quite a few flower arrangements that we can put on tables and stuff now, which I really appreciated because we are very short on that. I'm just going back and doing the hallway. And we got about 3 different kinds of mirrors, or 4 different kinds of mirrors as well. So that was nice. Funnily enough, the wall plant actually comes up under wall decorations as well. So if you're looking for that, it's not under plants, it's under wall decorations, which is kind of annoying. So I'm using, as I talked about with this, with the lip sofa. So that is a locked item. So that's something you might not actually be able to use straight away from the build buy. So keep an eye out for that, and just use the unlock entitlement cheat so you can unlock those. I love the bright wallpaper there. It worked really nicely with kind of the vibe of the dining room and stuff. So yeah, and I just used the base game console table and turned that into sort of like a under the TV bookshelf kind of thing going on there. I was initially going to use those lips over there, but ended up shifting them to the corner and using these sort of scalloped chairs, which are absolutely gorgeous. I love those really modern styles, like modern retro, which is really funky. And this is like really out of my comfort zone as far as like all of these different colors and stuff, but I think they do vibe really nicely together. Although I did really struggle with this little corner with the lip couch, because I just wanted to have like a little romance corner, and it's just like I went through so many variations and just like, yeah, ended up getting somewhere with it, but it did take me a little while just to figure out what I wanted to do there, because you didn't really actually get a couch, oddly enough, aside from the lip couch, like an indoor couch. Like it was all outdoor seating with the couches, which is really odd. But anyway, it is what it is. So we're moving up to the second floor. So this is going to be a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom build. So we've got 1 bathroom on the bottom level, and then we're going to have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms on the second level, and then on the top floor is just going to be a bedroom up there. So it's just me sort of working out the shape of the build. It's quite a long, narrow house, but it is 3 levels. So it is a decent size, and you'll be able to fit a few Sims in there, I think, which is cool because it's 2 double bedrooms and 1 single bedroom. So I just used basic curtains for the for those bedrooms on the second floor, and then I used like kind of the bead curtains around the place as well. The curtains were a bit of a disappointment, I think, for the pack. Like you get like a heavy sort of gothic one, which is cool for the gothic stuff, but the bead curtains are kind of so. They're okay. I didn't hate them, but I would have liked this a more modern curtain to go with it as well, because there is quite a few modern sort of things in there. This is me just creating there was a new shower with this, but there wasn't any other new bathroom stuff, and there wasn't any new kitchen stuff either. I really thought there could have been a whole range of kitchen stuff. I mean, not kitchen stuff, bathroom stuff. That would have made sense to me. I get why there wasn't a kitchen range at all. I don't think you needed it with this pack, but a bathroom range really would have made sense. So it took me a little bit of playing around to really figure out this little upstairs lounge area and how that was going to sit. And it's still, I'm going to sort of veer away from it, and then I'm going to change it again. Because, yeah, it ended up just changing the color, because that worked really nicely, the plain with the pattern wallpaper. By the way, one of the things that I really liked about this is they've actually thought about the resizing of items. So there's a couple of things that resize really nicely. Curtains, the big curtains was one of them. They resize really nicely, and also the little triangles that go over the windows, they resize really nicely, like perfectly. So the smaller windows, you just resize it down and they fit perfectly with it. So I was really impressed with that they've actually thought about flexibility with the sizing of the items. So yeah, thumbs up there, Sims team. I loved this room. I actually want to do like an eggplant sort of colored build. There's some really nice purple shade stuff finally in the game. So this room is about sort of eggplant and turquoise and sort of teal, probably more teal than turquoise. And I thought that was a really neat combination together. And then this is more of a teenager's room, because you do get like some very teenagery kind of things with this build by stuff and the cast stuff. So, and you know, there is teenage love interactions and that sort of thing. So I thought a teenage room would be appropriate. I've used like kind of the Target wall stalker decoration there. And you know, one thing that I really absolutely loved is these little lights that you get. So it's, you know, you sort of like your fairy lights up the wall, and then there's like a ceiling version of that now as well, which I'm putting in right now. So you can go in there and you've got like stars on the ceiling and stars on your wall. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's really cute. So I just do some really kind of kitschy stuff in that the teenage bedroom, but I think that works really nicely for teenagers. And now we're just moving into the last bedroom, which is, I veered away a little bit from the brights in this one and went with the browns, but because of the bed, it's just kind of like quite, yeah, and I sort of used that reptile wallpaper as well, so it's quite OTT, over the top, but I think it all gels so nicely together. Like, it's really cool, like it's really retro. But I you know, I think it really works. Oh, this is me just working on this lounge area again, and then I'm just going to build like a little wardrobe area in this corner. I couldn't quite fit in the full size wardrobe, so I just shrunk it down one. It's still functional, shrunk down. And I used a couple of the new sort of end tables and used those as like a little mini dresser kind of thing. And I think that's about our build. So let's take a look at what we did. So this is the interior, the exterior of the build, and the bright colors there. So we're just flicking through those, which I love how it came together. I ended up having to change the rocks around the front because you couldn't walk on them, so I just changed that to terrain paint, which doesn't look as good, but if I had a Riviera Retreat kit, I could have put the rocks from that in there, but I didn't. I was just sticking with Base Game and the Lovestruck pack. But I think I love all the bright colors. I love how it all came together. I love the windows with how they work with the little triangle thing over top. You know, it's not a perfect pack as far as build by goes at all, but there's some really cool stuff in there, and I'm going to have a lot of fun building with it. So I'm a happy little Velvet. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a really different style, which is going to push me and challenge me as a builder, which I always appreciate. So that is going to be fun. And I love the brightness of it all, and the little flowers, and just, you know, the little touches along the way. The ironwork stuff is really nice too. So into the inside, so I love that wall plant, and actually this other wall plant is really nice too. So I love those. And I do really like the wallpapers, the rug, the fluffy rug, the seating is really good. So there is some really good pieces, I think, in this pack. And I also like some of the artwork as well. I like having a backsplash, so that makes it more flexible in the kitchen. You can get quite creative with having different colors there. And as far as like the rugs and stuff go, like the bear rug, not such a fan of. Oh, but I love this. Like, oh, the eggplanty with the red and the teal. Yes, thank you. Don't love the bear rug as much, but I love the fuzzy rug that we got, which is in this room here. And some of the artwork, yes, some of the artwork, no. But I love those little lights for the wall. That's going to be really cute for teenage rooms and stuff. And I like that window that we got for the shower. And I actually really like that shower as well, because like the metallic on it is really cool. And then that's our bedroom, and that's about done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have fun, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.